HarperCollins presents A New Hope for the Cornish Girls by Betty Walker, read by Annette Holland. Chapter 1. April 1946, Porthcurno, South Cornwall. It was a beautiful spring day, and Sheila Newton was in tears in front of her husband's grave. "Oh, Arnie," she sobbed, dragging a hanky out of her sleeve. "We was barely married 5 bloomin' minutes. Why'd you have to go and die on me, you silly, darling old curmudgeon?" She had walked down to the churchyard with her daughter Violet and her son-in-law Joe and their young daughter Sarah Jane because, as she told the others over breakfast, "Ain't it glorious today? Let's gather spring flowers and lay them on Arnie's grave. He always loved this time of year." At Joe's sidelong look, she'd insisted defensively. "I know he was forever complaining about one thing or another. Bless him, but he had a soft side too, did my Arnie. He just never let other folks see it. But he didn't fool me, despite all his argy-bargy and moaning about the war and the government." She had cleared away the breakfast dishes, bustling about the farmhouse kitchen with restless energy. "Oh, Violet, I do miss Arnie something dreadful. I know it's been over 6 months since he passed, but he ain't getting any easier." "Then we'll take a walk down to the churchyard," her daughter had agreed, nudging her husband, who'd been out in the fields since 6 and was just finishing his second breakfast. "You can spare an hour, can't you, Joe, to come with us?" "Hey?" Joe pushed back his flat cap to scratch his forehead, caught his wife's stern eye and nodded. "Oh, aye, but just an hour, mind. Them new land girls can't be left to their own devices too long, or we'll have gates left open and all sorts." Sheila's other son-in-law, Ernest, had also agreed to come with them, though only as far as the village. "I fancy a longer walk myself," the widower had told them cheerily. "Need to stretch my legs after sitting behind the desk all week." He worked at Easton House, an international listening post located a stone's throw from Porthcurno's sandy beach, which has served as a top-secret government installation during the war. "I love my job, but these long hours don't leave much time for fresh air and exercise." So they had walked down the track from Joe's farm, perched high above the seaside village, gathering a few pretty flowers from the hedgerows along the way. With a wave, Ernest had peeled off along a grassy path at the bottom of the hill, walking stick in hand, striding out for goodness knows where. And once at the churchyard, Violet and Joe had wandered away among the graves with Sarah Jane, leaving Sheila alone with her husband. Having spread a square of folded canvas on the damp grass, Sheila had knelt there to tidy the grave. In her capacious handbag she'd brought a small trowel for weeding and a cloth to wipe down the marbled plaque on the headstone. Once she'd finished her work, she placed the spring flowers below Arnie's name and dates and sat back with a sigh. It was then that she discovered she was weeping. She hadn't meant to. Arnie had said in the last days of his sickness, "Now, Sheila, don't you waste any salt on me. I've lived a long life, and though I haven't always been a churchgoer, I'm confident I'll see those pearly gates rising before me at the end. So there's no point crying, because I'll be in a better place." He managed a wink, despite his ill health. "Or there'll be questions asked, let me tell you." That was something people had always missed about Arnold Newton. His unexpected optimism. Maybe he hadn't been the most popular man in the village, but as keeper of the local shop since long before Sheila and her daughter had moved down here.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?